Hello and welcome back to the Trainers of the World Tournament. I'm your host, DeltaTDS, and today we've got the Johto Gym Leader Morty going up against the Pokemon Trainer Colress. We see Colress back in round 1, where he took out Professor Oak. Colress has I believe, Mega Metagross. Where's my cheat sheet at? Yes, Mega Metagross, as Morty has a Mega Gengar. But once these trainers are ready, we can begin match number 96. Morty leading off with that Dusknoir, Colress with that Magnezone. Magnezone, quite a common Pokemon for this tournament. I believe it's one of the top 10 most used. I think it's actually top 5. Very slow, but very powerful. The same kind of with Dusknoir. Very slow, but very bulky. At least defensive-wise, not HP-wise. Magnezone going for the Flash Cannon, as Bulldoze does almost 2/3 to Magnezone and gets the speed drop on it. Going for another Bulldoze, does take out that Magnezone, and Morty takes the first KO of the match. Colress sending out the Clang. I realized going for the shift gear as Dusknoir uses Pain Split to heal itself up. That balloon on the Clang going to save it from that Bulldoze, but it does pop thanks to that Shadow Punch. Clang is at ×3 speed, at ×2 attack. Your grind gonna do 47%, then another 42% to Dusknoir. That Citrus Berry is saving it, as Bulldoze deals 41% to Clang. Another gear grind does take out the Dusknoir. It's currently at 5v5 right now. Clang's got 9% left, with some crazy stat booster. Morty sending in the Frostlass. Gear grind going to take Frostlass down to that Focus Sash, and then another hit does take it out. Clang is currently tearing through Morty's team right now. Morty sending in the Cofagrigus. Clang going for a Wild Charge, mummying that Clear Body, and the recoil does take out that Clang. And Colress sends out that Muck. Cofagrigus going for the Protect, as Muck goes for a Crunch. Not able to do anything to that Cofagrigus. Crunch does take Cofagrigus down to 3%, as it... It mummies the Poison Touch, but the Poison Touch poisons Cofagrigus. And Cofagrigus gets a burn on the Muck. Huh. It's currently 3v4 right now. That's... Why wouldn't it say Poison Touch activated first before Mummy? It's so weird. Sableye going for Ominous Wind, getting 6% off. Muck using Crunch, gonna get 18.7% off. Switching out to the Behem, as Sableye goes for Foul Play. Healing a little over a third to Behem. Sableye going for a Calm Mind, able to use status move sync so that Muck not being out if it has Prankster. as Behem goes for its own Calm Mind. Going for a second Calm Mind. Energy Ball is going to deal a little over a third to Sableye, as Behem heals up a little thanks to that leftovers. Ominous Wind doing 37%, Energy Ball also doing about 41%. Sableye raises its defense thanks to that Ganlan Berry, and both Pokemon use Recover. Cool. Sableye goes for a second Recover. Behem uses Energy Ball, takes it back down to 59%. Ominous Wind with the crit, gonna take Behem down to 6%. Foul Play does take out that Behem. Sableye sitting at +2 special attack, +2 special defense, and a +1 defense. Colress sends out that Metagross. Sableye gonna go for a Recover. Meteor Mash doing 42%. Sableye. Go for another one as it goes for an Ominous Wind. Bullet Punch does take out the Sableye, possibly outspeeding that Prankster, or out-prioritizing that Prankster. Morty is down to 2 Pokemon left here. Sending out the Gengar. About to see a Mega V Mega here. Bullet Punch gonna do 45% as Thunderbolt does 35% and takes out that Metagross. Colress sending out the Muck here. It's got that burn, not gonna like that attack drop. Thunderbolt is going to do 31% as Crunch finishes off that Gengar, and Morty is left to that Chandelure. Chandelure going for Overheat. And with -2 special attack, it's down to Chandelure versus Porygon 2. Going for the Overheat but missing. Thunderbolt's going to do 55% and get the Paralysis. It's unfortunate for Chandelure. Might as well just kill it here. Should have just killed it earlier. Put it out of its misery. But another Thunderbolt does take out that Chandelure. And on one Pokemon left, Colress takes game number 1. We saw just a little bit of everything from Colress's side. And we didn't see anything from Frostlass. Except for that Focus Sash. But we saw every move from Sableye. And I think that's it. We saw a lot of moves from a few Pokemon. We are back on the field for game number 2, and once these trainers are ready, we can begin game 2 and see just who will take it. We'll go to a game 3, or if Colress will move on to round 3. Morty leading off with that Chandelure as Colress leads off with that Muck. That Muck is pretty terrifying to all of Morty's team. Except for maybe the Sableye. Overheat's gonna do 3/4 to that Muck. Citrus Berry is gonna heal it up to 50%, and Crunch does take out that Chandelure. Morty sending out that Sableye. Interesting choice against the Dark type. But it's the only one that can. For some reason, I just thought Sableye had Prankster. Okay, cool. Muck going for Stone Edge, dueling about a third. As Sableye is going for cover, then Calm Minds. Sableye going for another Calm Mind, getting +3 in special attack and defense. As Muck keeps going for Stone Edge and Crunch. Just trying to get some kind of crit. Able to get the poison on the Sableye thanks to that poison touch. Crunch still doing about a third. Gets the defense drop. Gonna do a little bit more thanks to it. Shadow Sneak doing 21%. And Ominous One's gonna do 18%. Sableye going for another recover as Muck uses Crunch. That berry does get rid of that defense drop. Sableye's got about 10 recovers left. Foul Play does take out the Muck with a critical hit. The biggest threat to Morty's team is finally down. As Colress sends in that Metagross. Bullet Punch does take out the Sableye. Morty sending out that Dusknoir here. Meteor Mash is going to do 55% to Dusknoir. Citrus Berry is going to heal it up to 70%. As Bulldoze does 33% and get the speed drop. Metagross does have that attack boost. Meteor Mash gonna miss. And Bulldoze is making that Metagross slower and slower. Bullet Punch deals 41% to Dusknoir. And another Bullet Punch does take out that Dusknoir before it can finish off that Metagross. Morty sending in that Cofagrigus and Colress switching out the Metagross for that Magnezone. Cofagrigus is going to go for Shadow Ball, dealing just under 20%. Flash Cannon is going to do a little over a third as Cofagrigus sets up a curse on Magnezone. A move we haven't seen in the tournament yet, at least not on a Ghost type. Now on an Umbreon, of course we've seen that. That was on Karen's. But in 2 turns, this Magnezone will be KO'd thanks to that. Thanks to that curse. But it finally is able to get out of there. Switching to Behemoth as Morty goes for Gengar. Gengar is second to last Pokemon here. Shadow Ball is going to take out that Behemoth. Metagross is sent out here. Bullet Punch is going to do 48% to Gengar. Thunderbolt does take out that Metagross. Now it's down to Porygon 2 here. Psychic takes out the Gengar and is now up to Frostlass. I believe the fastest Pokemon here. Ice Beam going to do 22% as Tri-Attack doesn't land. I'm gonna assume that was a misclick. Ice Beam gets to freeze on Porygon 2. Another Ice Beam does take out that Porygon 2. Currently 1v2 now. Colress sending out that Magnezone. Ice Beam gonna do 13% as Flash Cannon takes Frostlass down to the Sash. Going for a Destiny Bond. Just taking it with it. As Colress takes Game 2 with 1 Pokemon left again. Meaning he will be moving on to round 3 where he will... Shit, what is it there? Where he'll be moving on to round 3, where he'll be going up against Chili. Whichever one wins, edit that to make it sound like that. But join us tomorrow, where we will be seeing Faulkner going up against Swordward. Thank you so much for watching, and until then, take care.